Hi darlings, I tried to do a video twice yesterday, both were mute, very Mercury retrograde, so I'm going to try and get the main ideas over to you again, the best I can. Now, this used to be one of my favourite films. It's Picnic at Hanging Rock. I've noticed that they've just brought out a new version, and I just want to show you some important points in this film. Now, this film is about the girls that go missing. They climbed Hanging Rock, and Hanging Rock is a little bit like Ayers Rock in Australia. Ayers Rock is actually the solar plexus, just like in England, the heart chakra is Glastonbury. And there is a ley line that goes from that heart chakra to my famous little village, which has the Labyrinth. And the Labyrinth is just the torus field of our energy fields. You know, Earth is not flat or round, nor are we. We have a heart center, and from that heart we have electromagnetic forces that go right, left, and we are the middle. So this tells us a lot, you'll understand. You see, we had a little image of Venus. I'll just show you that bit again. So this is the bit where the girls are going up the rock, and there are 4 girls that leave. So this is always represents the 4 corners, the 4 fixed stars, the 4 musketeers. You cannot become gold, become the 4 tune without the 4 corners. And that's what the evangelists are. That's what the 4 fixed stars are in the sky. We have Scorpio and Taurus. We have Fomalhaut, the true third eye, which is Aquarius, opposite Regulus in Leo. That's the line, that's the constellation that we should be on right now. And we have opposite Scorpio and Taurus, we have Aldebaran, which is the bull, and that is the bull's eye. So I'll come to that in a minute, but Venus represents Libra, represents Venus in Libra, and the bull represents Venus in Taurus. So we've been given this image of Venus, but Venus is actually masculine in Libra, and Venus in Libra is the time 12,000 years ago that the sun fell, and that's where we lost the hidden wisdom. So the Venus has been inverted in Taurus and Libra. So in Libra, Venus is always masculine. We've been told she's feminine, and the bull has been made masculine, a bull, when in fact it is a cow. So here we're shown Venus. And off the girls go. So it's very much 3 girls in harmony, and just a little bit like in Lord of the Flies, there's the piggy character, the one that gets picked on. And here we have the image of the boys looking at the girls crossing over, and you'll see that we've got 3 who are quite graceful, and we've got this one, which is the piggy character, who doesn't get much attention. Okay, and then we've got the 3 triple goddesses. This is what my last video was about. We had the passage of the half moon over Aldebaran, the fate philosopher's eye, the bull's eye. We had a half moon from waning to waxing over the fertility dates of 13th, 14th, 15th of February. And this film is also depicting everything. This is why Tesla is also 369. He doesn't give us the 12. The mutable cross is Gemini 3, Virgo 6, Sagittarius 9, and we need the 12th door out, but they don't give us the 12th door out. They've just given us a hero and a new sign, a 13th sign, but after the 12th is when we become gold. So this is very an image of climbing up. This is like the, getting up to the brain, up the chakras, to the twin peaks, which is where we should be going now. We're going to be entering into the age of Aquarius, which they tell us we're going into Aquarius, but they don't tell us we're going into the twin peaks, because we're going from the rule of all the planets but Saturn. Saturn was in the beginning when God created heaven and earth. That was the last reign of Saturn. He rules Aquarius, heaven, and earth Capricorn. So this, up they go, up the mountain, and there they are going through the Visica Piscis. This is exactly what's going on right now. We're going through this Visica Piscis. I'm going to show you afterwards. So all of them go off through the Visica Piscis, but the fourth character doesn't make it through because we've got the 369. Here we are, we have the three goddesses coming. And voila. The Fortune doesn't make it. We've just got the Tesla 369. And why Tesla? Tess in French means tissier. The tissier is a spinner and a weaver. And that in the matriarchal ages before the fall, I'll take you to the zodiac wheel. So Saturn rules the twin peaks, Aquarius and Capricorn. And then God said, let there be light. And that was the age of the sultans of swing, the nomads, the horse riders. This is religion, this is philosophy, this is the light. And each age is 2,200 years. So we've done the whole cycle, and we're at the moment going through the Visica Piscis, which is about here, and we're coming ready to get into the twin peak age. The planets rule the different signs. So this is the famous skull and bones cross. We've got 3 crosses in a 12-signed wheel. So we have the mutable cross, Sagittarius, Gemini, Pisces, Virgo. That is the skull and bones cross, because normally this wheel should go clunk click every trip, and we should now be with Aquarius back on the equinox here, but we're not. We've got them. So Jupiter rules Sagittarius, Mars rules Scorpio, Venus rules Libra, Mercury rules Virgo, the Sun and the Moon rule Leo and Cancer, and this is what the Masons and the religion and the people who rule this world, they put these guys at the top of the wheel. This is Solomon. This is Solomon's seal. They want to trap us in the sun and the moon. But in the Bible, God says there will be no need for the sun and the moon. Okay, then we've got Gemini, Mercury, Taurus, Venus again, and Aries, Mars, and Pisces, Jupiter again. So for all these thousands of years, this is where the sun fell in Libra. This is where we lost the wisdom. This was 12,000 years ago. We had the flood here. These are the 2 sides of the wheel, 32, 32, and then we have the 4 corners, 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 3 months in each season. So 3 is a very important number. but you do need to be each corner 1, 2, 3, 4 to make it out the 12th door. This is the 3rd door, this is the 6th door, this is the 9th door, and we need the 12th. Otherwise we get stuck in the Visica Piscis triangle, which I'm going to show you. So we're here now. I'll show you where we are right now. Up. Okay, now this is the 3-3. And we've just lived the 3-6-9, and we've had events on each day to celebrate that. So there's been a lot going on. There's always a lot going on, as above, so below. We had the triple goddess passage over the bullseye, Aldebaran. These are all on the fixed cross. So Aldebaran is opposite Antares in Scorpio. We had opposite in Scorpio on the 7th of November and the 7th of December. We had a black moon. That was the 007 bondage beginning of this cycle. And those black moons were just after we'd had Venus's retrograde from Libra back in over Virgo. I'll show you afterwards, but Venus makes a 5-petaled flower in the sky. Every 2.5 years she makes a retrograde petal in the sky. So we're a little bit at the last 5 minutes before the passage through, because there's only one more retrograde journey, the last 5th petal, to be made before we come to the big conjunction of 2020, when Jupiter and Saturn will fight for the throne, because it's time for Saturn to reclaim his place at the top of the wheel. But he's been demonized, he's been made into a Baphomet, and in fact he really is the Lord of the Rings, and because it's our way of escaping the wheel, we become observant of this as above, so below, and this is what it's all about. But we're still being filled with philosophy, science, religion. So we had the 00 black moon on Antares over here in 2018 on the 7th of November and the 7th of December. And Jupiter is in Scorpio for the whole of this year. He will move into Sagittarius, his home, this November, before meeting his Saturn now in Sagittarius. But Jupiter and Saturn will be meeting in Capricorn on the 21st of the 12th, 2020. So this is all the preparation going on beforehand. We've got Jupiter right on the thigh of the hero right now. And this is where we had those black moons. And we are now having the 3rd, so that will be the 777, which makes 21. And we just had, in my last video, I explained, after we had the triple goddess ritual for the 13th, 14th of February, we had 21 days of sunshine. The reason for those 21 days of sunshine is to celebrate this coming black moon we just had. Here we go, here's the moon. Voila, on the 6th, the 3 of the 6th, we had the true black moon on top of Fomalhaut. And then on the 7th, just after, the moon is still completely black, but they're using this 777 as the liber, égalité, equality, which is the emblem for the French Republic and everything that's happening at the moment. It's the same thing as Tesla's 369. It's the 3 keeping us in the triangle, so we never learn how to do the swastika, how, wow, I, spin, left to right. which I'll be showing you all this in a second. I'm just showing you on here first. So on the 7th, we had the black moon, which is being used very much as the last 777. And on the 3rd, as I spoke about in my last video, we had the Alabama, and the flag of Alabama is the skull and bones cross, which is the mutable cross, which I've just showed you. And Alabama in gematria means 9/11. Okay, so on the 3rd, 4th, 6th, we had the black moon. 7, we had the, and on the 6th, we had the IRA. We had the IRA sending 3 bomb scare, 3 bombs in London. Okay, this is all representing the 369 as we're going over here. And Alabama represents very much the Montgomery, which is a French family, which is a Celtic family. The capital of Alabama is, I'll just show you this now. I don't want to get too lost, but you'll have to go and see my blog because I've been making articles every day. It's much easier to follow if you have the patience to read a few paragraphs. So on the 6th, no exits. Theresa May warns Brexit may never happen at all. Well, yeah, I mean, the exit, you know, we can get stuck in this Visica Piscis passage that we're going through. Now, Orange Communication in France, the phone number is 3900. But it's also, in its long version, it's 369 with a few O's next to it. This is the orange spin. This is Tesla, the Weaver. Now, the company says that in 2015, 15 represents Mercury because 3 is Mercury, the 3rd box, but if you go around the wheel twice, it falls on the 15. It says that they have 262.9 million clients in the world. Now, 262 was the date that Blackjack gave us in the Telegraph for their famous Blackjack nuclear worldwide events, and they give us a 9 at the end, which is from 2009 when they brought it out, or the famous 9 of Tesla. So interesting date there. And it was created in 1988, so we've got the 88 there as well. Okay, I'm not going to get you confused with all this. Now, this comes from David Talbot's site. He is the guy who did the video on symbols of an alien sky, where they basically present their idea of the electrical universe, that the planets didn't used to be where they were, and they say that Saturn used to be the sun. But this is very much, it's all been twisted, because when you see that documentary that I used to quite like, they give you all the images of, now that this is the Visica Piscis, they give you the images. I think I've got one here. If you go back and watch, I've got a whole story on here. So yeah, they give you, this is the image of what we apparently used to see in the sky. So again, it's the famous wheel, the pirate wheel. This is Rahu Ketu on the same day as the black moon on the 6th. Rahu and Ketu, we don't see them here, but on the same moment of this black moon, Rahu and Ketu left Capricorn and Cancer and moved into Sagittarius, Gemini. These are the 2 hypothetical points of the sun and the moon where they cross over, and that's what gives us eclipses. So Rahu and Ketu were for 9/11 in 2001 in Sagittarius, Gemini, and they just moved back in on the 6th when we had these IRA scares in London, 3 bombs and 3 suspected people. So this is a big, that's why we've got all the Michael Jackson stuff going on at the moment, because Jupiter Jackson and Mercury Michael rule Sagittarius and Gemini underneath. So this is all a very big middle number between the 3, 6, 9. This is also 9, 3, 6, because the 6 upside down is the 9. So here we have Rahu and Ketu. This is the dragon. And this again is why Wales just won against Scotland 11-18. 18 is 9, so that's 9-11 again. There's always a sign on the 3rd for Alabama. Alabama is 911 in gematria. So we're being told about a pop-off event. Today on the French radio, I only ever use my car very quickly, not very often. We go for little journeys. Every time I have the radio on, there's something, you know, I can't see or listen to anything without picking up on the exterior messages I'm getting. They were talking about nuclear bombs, and there was some man explaining that it was basically the only way to pass through. And he's basically saying what I'm saying when I'm talking about this Popov event coming. Popov was the Russian man that created the ARC radio signal. And Orange, that I've just given to you too, has created a chart of the 5G bringing on, and they call it primal Popov and secondary Popov, and they show a map of the world, which is very much like the blackjack events. And in the Bible, they say there will be no need of the sun and the moon. Well, when there's no need of the sun and the moon, there'll be no more Rahu and Ketu, because they only exist because they're the hypothetical points of the passage between the two cycles of the sun and the moon. So this represents our shadow side and our conscious side, that we have to integrate the other side of the dragon. That's what Rahu and Ketu are. And they moved onto the Skull and Bones cross for this black moon. And here we have, this is the passage, this is the Visica Piscis that we're going through. So I explain that. Now this is the purple rain, this is the 7, this is again the trap, this is the David Talbot. That's, I didn't write very much, it's explaining that. Okay, so let's come back here. So we're on the 6th, 7th, 8th was Woman's Day. 8th represents the famous snake, the loop, and this is this black moon. By this time, this here is the Visica Piscis. And we can have, we're right on the Visica Piscis. This is the Visica Piscis here. It's kind of in the sky, we'll see in a minute, but it's more around here. So the 6th, we had the black moon, which is the right black moon on the true third eye Fomalhaut, and now we're going through the Visica Piscis. So I show you the Visica Piscis, so you remember. Okay, so I say the black moon of the 7th of March is on the Jesus Last Supper point, not Fomalhaut. It's a trick to take over Fomalhaut, the third eye, to stop us making it through. They will start to clamp down on us spreading real truth now, big time. By the way, the book To Kill a Mockingbird, I just noticed, because this is very much what's about to happen. The mockingbird, meaning people like myself and the hundreds and millions of us who are trying to join the dots for people and to show we will be the mockingbirds killed. But the book takes place here, Monroeville, which is right next to Montgomery. Now this is the Montgomery, this is the famous flag, you'll see it in my article, but this is the place in Alabama. So whatever I look at, I find big connections. Here we've got Mobile, Orange, Georgia, the Russians, Jackson for Michael Jackson. Okay, going back to the blog. Mercury goes retrograde on the 7th too. Actually, it starts on the 6th. I didn't mention in video, very important to note, Mercury is the trickster joker. Important to take note is that the 7th of March black moon is not on Fomalhaut exactly, but on the Visica Piscis, the Lu wolf. Okay, this is the Visica Piscis in the sky. This is the Visica Piscis here. This is the moon here. That's the 9th. On the 7th, it's still very black moon. We had the exact black moon as Rahu and Ketu entered into Gemini Sagittarius. And this is the true third eye. So this is to get brownie points, to have a lot of confusion and all the, I think that we're going to have the big pop-off event definitely before 2020, because then Jupiter can pretend to be the hero in 2020 and make this time preparing coming up to 2020 here to make Fomalhaut seem like the bad person, because they're doing all the tricks right now. So this is where this black moon is now. This is the Visica Piscis where we're going through. But on the Visica, the Lu wolf. Yes, this is why, again, we have the Labyrinth in our village 32, and in the next village is Lupiac, Lu, wolf, where we have the last horseman, the fourth corner, and D'Artagnan separated from the three musketeers. He is the fourth corner, and just like in the video I showed you in the beginning, he separated from the three musketeers. He went off on his own. 33 is 8, back to front. That's why we had Karl Lagerfeld, because Chanel, the CC, makes the Visica Piscis. Monty Python nickname is Montgomery, which is the capital of Alabama. Alabama, sickle bow, and the hammer arrow. I will, I am, is this Venus and Mars. Alpha, beta is lineal. We have to get through the spiral womb. So the black moon is not on Fomalhaut, the true eye, but on the Visica Piscis. It's a gateway, not a den, to Fomalhaut. So that was a picture of the 3rd and the 4th. And yeah, and that's just me going off on one there. But it's, I need to show you. 369 Rahu twin spin never ever land. Okay, so we've got, this is the red, white and black. Aquarius is red air, Capricorn is black earth, and white represents Michael Jackson, Mercury, Jupiter. They want to take over this age. Venus, Mars is Isis, Ra. Jupiter uses Venus and Taurus is Venus in Taurus, and takes Alpha, Aries, Ram, Ra, so to be L. Israel, okay. Israel, no. Ra is, L is Jupiter, is Capricorn and Aquarius. Okay. So again, this is talking about the 2 directions of the wind. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once I caught a fish alive. This is the end of the age of Pisces. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then I let it go again. When you've got the 2 directions, you can stand in the middle. This is the trap, the Visica Piscis trap. Never Ever Land is obviously a place where we won't be allowed to die. This is what's going on. Okay, we've already looked at all that. This is to do with Momo. This is to do with the Google brought out on the day of the black moon. They brought out a Japanese celebration which is called Momo, and this is also Momo. It's a very nasty. It's a very nasty image, Momo. This was the events going on. This is, yeah, Google wanting to take the throne in the middle, to stay as the captain. They've got him as the team captain. He just wants to get up there, but we don't need the G on its own. This is Rahu and Ketu. This is the chart for yesterday, the 9th. So here we've got Rahu just coming into Gemini and Ketu just coming into Sagittarius, next to this famous lead to gold, Pluto, Saturn, making this big T-square to the Moon and Eris and Uranus. Still got Juno on the fake philosophers. You see, as I said in the last video, they don't give us Fomalhaut ever. They only give us the three musketeers. They give us Antares, Aldebaran, and Regulus. That's the fixed cross: Aquarius, Leo, Taurus, Scorpio. Cardinal: Cancer, Capricorn, Libra, Aries, and mutable: Gemini, Sagittarius, Virgo, Pisces. Okay, so they gave us this on the 6-6. They gave us this is basically the wheel, making Google, the middle, the 13th sign, which is G is definitely not. This is the gap that we're going through now. So this talks more about this famous Visica Piscis. This is the CC crucifixion. This is the Coco Chanel CC, which makes the Visica Piscis. It's an antichrist scam. It's an ancient pagan symbol. The X is the sun god. The Visica Piscis fish bladder is the sacred feminine vulva aspect. It points to Horus, who was born to Isis after magically conceiving with the phallus, replacing the one Osiris lost when it was eaten by the fish. Messianic associations are hermaphrodite, Aka Baphomet. Visica Piscis Ishtus represents the intersection of God and man, heaven and earth. So this is on the 3rd of the 6th, they gave us this. Another name for the festival is Momo. Okay, and this is a French famous children's book called Momo. This is like the moon. And the MM is the Mickey Mouse, Marilyn Monroe, or the Willy Wonka upside down. It's the MM of the age of Aquarius. And it's a crocodile. This represents out of the 13. This is always Earth, represents the turtle because the shell has got 13 little squares on it. There's a crocodile eating the turtle. This is again the three goddesses, Momo. So this is basically with the blood, you know, this is what I'm saying. They want to have some kind of pop-off. In the new picnic at Hanging Rock, there's a line, if you go and look at the trailer, they say that no one is allowed to talk about the missing. I wonder if there will be people missing, people who will literally just go to spirit, or people will be taken and hidden and tortured, or, you know, I don't know what this pop-off event is going to be, but there are signs and clues everywhere. This was the English again with the crocodile. We're always told what we're coming to. Now, the IRA, you see, the Romanus and Remulus, the flag for the Romani is also green, white and red. And this picture here is actually meant to be green, white and red as well. They say it here. They say, they give us the colors. But, you know, this is the color in Biarritz, which used to be, the flag used to be red and black to represent the twin peak age of Aquarius and Capricorn. They've now changed it into a green, white and red. The three we had on the 3-3 Alabama, that's talking about the Celts, the Gaulois, the Scottish, and then the event on the 3-6 is talking about the Irish, and then the Welsh winning on the 9th, the 9-11, 11-18, that makes 9, 8 and 1 is 9, is also just talking about the people that rule the world. we're being told. Okay, now the other very important thing, which is very, very important, and to show you, I'll get ready with this, and I'm going to show you another beginning of this Jackson video.
In the beginning, the land was pure. Even in the early morning light, you could see the beauty of the forms of nature. Soon men and women of every color and shape would be here too. And they would find it all too easy sometimes not to see the colors and to ignore the beauty in each other. But they would never lose sight of the dream of a better world that they could unite and build together in triumph.
Okay, so did you see at the beginning, deceive, inveigle, obfuscate? Now this is very much this is all about deception. This is the three goddesses. This is the deception, and then here you have the 5. So these are the 2, and we've got the moon over here as well. This is the 3 is Isis. Isis because the moon makes the 3 phases from waning to waxing, and it's the passage of the moon of that passage is the 3, that's Isis, and the other Venus is in Libra, which is the 5-petaled flower that Venus makes in the sky, which has been inverted as a pentagram to celebrate Lucifer. And this is Jackson 5 with the 3 at the beginning. Okay, how do I come out? Exit full screen. Okay, so 11, 18 whales. Here we have the dragon. This is Rahu Ketu. And today on the 9th, the moon was on Tau Ceti, which is a star which happens to be 11.9 light years from Earth. Again, we're being lots of pull the rug by from under one's feet, rugby. Yep, here's Rahu Ketu. So again, explaining that they've just gone into Gemini Sagittarius as Mercury has just gone retrograde. This is why we had the 21 days, because Mercury goes retrograde for 3 weeks. So it's, it's giving power to these rituals. We had a fertility 3 weeks, before slaughter, we're given a little bit of spring. And then the 777, which is the Lucifer Aleister Crowley book. It's the 777 taking over. Again, it's the same thing as the 369. The Mercury retrograde is now going to be going backwards, so it's all bringing power for any future event with this 3-week Mercury retrograde. Mercury retrograde is in Pisces. Let's go to today. And where is little Mercury? Little Mercury is here. It's almost invisible at the moment. Not a nice place for Mercury to be. I have Mercury retrograde in Pisces in this part of my life. I'm born with Mercury here in Aquarius. I've got my Mercury moon and my Venus here. But this part of my life, I find it very difficult to express myself. I did better videos yesterday because I've got this Mercury retrograde in Pisces, which is very wishy-washy. It's not easy to be clear to people. It's very good for being psychic, but it's not very easy for me to express myself to people. Luckily, if I make it into my next ministry of sound from Saturn, I will be given the ability to be more clear, but for the moment it's not so easy for me. But so there's going to be lots of misunderstandings, lots of confusion with people, and lots of people stepping up to their role to be the messenger, because this is the tale of Jonah, and you know, we come in to be the messenger. This is the messenger to get ready, people ready to come into the Twin Peaks. This is the Visica Piscis here. This is the Old Testament. This is the Freemasons and religion, and this is the New Testament, or it's those of us speaking up. This is the last chance for people in your own way of doing it, to have the courage to speak your truth and to be the messenger. So this is the 3 weeks that we have now. Okay, going back to this article. We all came to Earth for this. There has to be a pop, so the masses start to care enough to dig, to let go of all the fake foundations we stand on. You cannot follow your peers without individual searching. You cannot follow the status quo without enough empathy to join the dots. This is a dream, and we are playing active roles in the tapestry. Spirals are circles, and each circle has a direction, electric and magnetic, south and north, left and right. If you remain in the clockwise without finding the anti-clockwise, we are spun in the web. Only you can choose to let your brain go in both directions. When you go against the movement, you will break free from the agenda and exit the lie to stand in the middle even, riders of the storm. We are the spinners and the weavers, but you've got to break out of the programs. You have to know that the matrix is a system. Neo. That system is our enemy, but when you're inside, you look around, what do you see? Businessmen, teachers, lawyers, carpenters, the very minds of the people we are trying to save. But until we do, these people are still a part of that system, and that makes them our enemy. You have to understand most of these people are not ready to be unplugged, and many of them are so injured, so hopelessly dependent on the system, that they will fight to protect it. So there's a fake matrix, and there's the natural nature, which is as above, so below. But nobody wants to look above. It's very difficult for those of us speaking about astrology when people just don't want to look up and join the dots. This is the famous film Midnight Express. Just before he breaks free, he decides to walk against the wheel. He goes in the opposite direction. I've got another image here. And we see the English man and the American man. This is very much like Rahu and Ketu, because Rahu and Ketu go in the other direction of the planets. These are the planets that go in one direction, and Rahu, Ketu go in the opposite direction. We have to turn around to meet ourselves halfway. And then we can merge the tail and the snake of the dragon. So not only do we have to find both directions of the wheel, but we have to merge Rahu and Ketu, because we don't need them. We don't need them afterwards. The tilt of Earth, 2-3 is 2-3.5. Well, 2 is the twins, Mercury. 3 is the triple, Isis, Venus, and 5 is the flower, Libra, Venus. Hello, honey. So here we've got Mercury with the Caduceus, the 2 directions. There you've got Venus, and that's the famous, Venus is Diana, the huntress, the half moon. Sun and the moon is not what we want. We will no longer need the sun and the moon when we become alchemists. Okay, so Inanna, Ishtar is Isis. She is the spider. She sits in the middle of her wheel and she can move in every direction. Okay, Venus is Libra, so Isis is the 3 goddesses, and Venus makes the 5 petals in the sky Now, these retrograde dates aren't completely correct because this will be tropical astrology. We just had the retrograde in 2019, which is going to be the last one, in fact, before 2020. But if we want to go to 23, there's probably going to be another retrograde, but not before 2020. We've had our last one. There'll be one after the 2020 conjunction. So this is what it's all about. This is Libra, Venus in Libra, the pentagram, and this is Isis. This is Venus in Taurus. This is the bull, the horns of the bull. This is the power. This is the Da Vinci man stuck in the circle. This is being crucified to the cross. Because if we don't learn how to spin and weave and to see as above, so below, the Fibonacci code, the petal, which is the 235, again, I just showed you here, this is the journey. The 1 and 1, it makes 2, 2 and 3 makes 5, 3 and 5 makes 13, and that is the Fibonacci Da Vinci code. That's why we have the Da Vinci man. And that's why in Paris, all the 5G structures being brought in is by the company Da Vinci. Because, you know, this is, if people don't see where we're going and break away from it, you do get what's happening, and you become, you know, a material. You can no longer return to spiritual flesh. So this is basically Venus. And this is what we have on the top of the Baphomet in his head. We've got the pentagram, and we've got the caduceus as well. I'll just show you. Let's go see the Baphomet. I have to be very patient with my computer because everything I do is very slow because nothing works fast, which I'm fine about as long as we don't ever have 5G. I don't mind going slowly. Okay, let's go see the Baphomet. So Saturn has been demonized as the Baphomet, and we can't really see his face, but he normally has the pentagram up here. He's got his horns. These are the horns of Ra. This is the ram. This is not the goat. This is the caduceus. This is Mercury. These are the twins. And we've got Isis here, and we've got the pentagram up here. And basically this is Jupiter, who wants to remain in the flesh. The only way he can remain in the flesh, this means that he's half man and half animal. There's no God involved in this. The idea is to be able to come back to your state of half heaven and half earth. That's what the Twin Peaks, that's what thank you. That's what coming back to this Twin Peak age. So the Visica Piscis, we're in this place of the Visica Piscis. We're coming back. This is Fomalhaut, this is Regulus, this is the Sphinx, this is Giza. The Babylonians, in the time that Egypt was built, not in Egypt over here, but in Babylonia, they knew that when we were in the sign of Aquarius, then we would have gone clunk click onto the right equinox, and we're not there. We've been kept by the Jupiterians, who want to take over this age, and this passage that we're going through right now, that's why it's so important. Okay. So again, here we see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got all little spider webs everywhere. And there she's doing her Nikola Tesla triangle. Now, this doesn't mean that this is bad. It just means that we have to identify that this is Venus, the 5-flower petal. There we have the petal, the journey of Venus. And this is Isis, this is the triple goddess, these are the 3 phases of the moon. And they've been taken over by Tesla because man wants to be Spider-Man. we need to see both directions or we are gone with the wind. The captain is I, because he can balance between the wheel as the mid-L. Is Ra L? No. Ra and Isis are Mars and Venus, and Saturn is the mid-L even. The hero of lead to gold ring. He rules the twin peaks, Aquarius and Capricorn, and that is the true, this is where we're going now. Yet this is the sickle. We see the sickle in the hammer with the Bolsheviks, but they are they're taking over again the Baphomet. And Saturn recolts, only 144,000 make it. Each age is 72 degrees. The sun moves 72 degrees. That's 144. 72 are only those that come to this wisdom in your own way. In your own way. I mean, it doesn't have to be like this. There's lots of good people who are going to make it through. But it really is being able to be between flesh and spirits, balancing the both. This is the famous 777 by Aleister Crowley. Again, they're still worshipping the sun and the moon. There will be no need of the sun and the moon. This is Lucifer trying to take over. This is the famous Visica Piscis. This is Égalité, Liberté, Fraternité. 777369, the meaning of war is peace, freedom is slavery, and ignorance is strength, in Orwell's 1984. Now, this is something I found, and I thought that was interesting. They're saying to double think. Well, yes, double think and to be in the middle. Again, the trap, that's like at the beginning, I showed you the three goddesses. This is the trap. This is the same as what we saw in the film in the beginning. Yeah, I'm not even going to try because I'm going to be taken to all the wrong. And again, they play in Picnic at Hanging Rock, they play the fifth piano, and there's the fifth symphony. It's all about the fifth wave, 5G. It's the trap to follow the three goddesses. Okay, there we are. We have them there, the three goddesses, but they're not with the fourth. This is the Visica Piscis, Chanel. That's why Karl Lagerfeld had to go now. It's to say that we're at ABC 1, 2, 3, 3, 3. 2 threes back to back makes an 8. This is the loop. We're in the loop now. It's not a bad place. There's nothing bad about it, but it's our ability to get through. This was the video of Michael Jackson. So here we've got deceive, inveigle, obfuscate. And again this, obfuscate, to make obscure or unclear, to obfuscate a problem with extraneous information. Deceive, to mislead by deliberate misrepresentation or lies. Inveigle, to lure by false representations or other deceit. Everything to do with Michael Jackson is deceit. Everything to do with that video is deceit. We have been deceived. Everything is talking about astrology. This is the 5 of Venus, and this is the 3 of Isis. This is what's happening. This is the Da Vinci Man stuck in the wheel. Netflix, that's why Netflix is out at the moment. They're coming to catch the fish. It's the time that we come out of the age of Pisces, Virgo. As I said, Michael Jackson was officially Virgo sun and Pisces moon. And this is the famous Tesla. This is the Tesla. Everyone raves about Tesla. They give us this 639 and making Jupiter the king of the wheel. This is not at all the wheel. This is not at all the true zodiac. They're putting Sagittarius at the top, and they're putting Gemini and Virgo with him up here at the top. They want him to be at the top with Gemini. This we've got 3, 6, and they want to put, but it's no longer the time of Sagittarius. Sagittarius was the light, like in the beginning of the Michael Jackson video. They said, and then there was light, and then you got da 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 da, because they want to take us into the fake light. This is, you know, when the sun fell, it's been the Jupiter gang. Jupiter has been using all the other planets throughout the ages, and it's been a necessary process. This is the hero's journey. We had to go through it. Okay, there again you see the triple god, and I talk about the ages. And here we have again, this is the I. This is in the Liberté, Égalité, Fraternité. This is the 777, the 369. Nobody tells you about the 12. Nobody wants to talk about the swastika. The swastika is the original when people knew 1,700 years ago, before we were totally in the dark, people did know about alchemy and astrology. Okay, here's Da Vinci Man stuck in the wheel. Okay, this is Uranus. We're told that Uranus rules Aquarius. No, Uranus is outside of the 7 planets. Uranus works with Jupiter to keep us in the flesh. That's why they want him to be the ruler of Aquarius. And you notice the moons of Uranus are all the names from A Midsummer Night's Dream. And that's where we're coming for the blackjack. Give us the dates of the 20th, 21st, 22nd of June. I'm not saying that those are going to be the dates of the POPOV, but I actually went and had a look. Well, I've had quite a few looks. Is where we are now. If we go and see Venus is on Capricorn at the moment, and we go to June. Okay, and we go to this famous date that they've given us. Okay, well, she's going to be going right over Aldebaran again. So that would work with the ritual that we had on the 13th, 14th, 15th of the 3 goddess phases of the moon going over Aldebaran. It was all to celebrate for Venus, and Venus rules Taurus as she rules Libra. So, you know, there's many other things I've seen for this, but they're already in my articles on my blog. Let's go back to today, January the 10th. Yeah, and so also I've done the chart for tomorrow. Tomorrow's looking, there's just so much going on at the moment. Okay, we finish with this article. 2020 is catch 22, and we are in the birthing process of making it through the eye. Takes precision, dedication, and knowing. This is why my village, where the Labyrinth is called Arigné, Aignan, because this is again like the Visica Piscis. It's the passage through that we're going through right now. It's electromagnetic, and the central fugal is in the middle. You've got to be like the spider in the middle. Again, IHS is the 369 trap. Isis, Horus, Set. This is the trap we're going through. Now this is coming back to the symbols of an alien sky. If you go watch that again, it's all about putting into evidence Isis. There's nothing about Saturn. And the thunderbolts represents Jupiter and represents what's about to happen with this pop-off. I read to you at the beginning of this video, orange, the number is 369. And they have 262.9 clients all over the world. That's the date of the blackjack event, and they brought it out 2009, and we're on the 9 today, the 369 yesterday. But this is, you know, that it's all tricks. It's all tricks. This is the Tesla trap again. I mean, that does not look like a nice spider web. That is one big electrical pop-off. This, so again, to finish off, let's go over, we had on the 3rd of the 3rd, we had the tornado. The tornado is the Taurus field spin in Montgomery, Monty Python. Okay, it's 911, Alabama, in Gematria. 32 Scottish rights, old MacDonald had a farm, we had a skull and bone cross flag, mutable cross of Mercury Jupiter of Aldebaran is the fake philosopher's Aldebaran, the bullseye on the Taurus tornado, Toro, Torah, Ra is his Bible, spin, and then everything I've already said. Now, Ronald Reagan, Romulus Remus, and now we have Donald Trump. Ronald Reagan signed in 1991 the Noahide laws, the 7 Noahide laws, which is something that may well be brought in, which is where I think they want to take us, to become the new laws, which basically is the beginning of, we're looking at anybody that's not Gentiles facing death. We're coming up to lots of things. I hope that we all bust it, we create our own reality, and this won't happen. But I'm just telling you. Then on the 6th of the 3rd, we had the Swissis Iris. You see, Romanus and Remus again is RR. RR is the Romani flag. This is the Romani flag. And whether we're looking at Italy or Bosnia or whatever we're looking at, it's the green, white, and red, or Iran. So, yeah, and Ira is the Jarite, is the chief minister unto David. Go look up in the Bible. The chief minister, he has his army for David. That's IRA, the chief minister unto David. I've got that in my articles, and all the articles I've done since Monday, I've done about 7 now. They're just short articles like this one. You can join all the dots. We've got the 6 nations, the same as 9. 6 is a 9, and basically all is there. All is there. This is the Alabama cross. This is the blue and white. This is Scotland, and this is the dragon, the red, white, and green. Red, white, and green. We are being merged now. It's a pirate, and I'll just take you to my very last article from this morning, where I'm talking about free martins. You go and have a look at this. I go over my village again because in the village, this is where we kill at Easter every year 2 bulls. Okay, the Bi bull. This is, again, it's all the Isis, Venus, and you go and see that. But the twins are always also referring to Rahu and Ketu. We've got the Isis half moon, crescent moon, and this is very much Jupiter working with Ra, Aries, and Jupiter. We've got the Neptune. Jupiter rules Sagittarius and Pisces. So, and I talk about Saint Martin, who was a Roman soldier who was baptized as an adult and became bishop in a French town. Basically, the story was that he took off his cloak and gave it to a beggar to clothe him. Very much like, as you see, we have Michael Jackson. This is the last horseman, we are being told. That's why this last passage of Rahu and Ketu, where they were for 9/11, we are at the last passage. We're coming up to the big pop-off. This is what I'm trying to say. Now, this is very much like Adam and Eve. Adam and Eve are very much like the twins of Gemini, Pollux and Ceres. Well, no, not Ceres. I can't remember the name of the other one. But these are the twins. These are the twins. And after they ate from the apple, they were clothed, just like this is. They want to clothe us, but they're playing with our genetics because Free Martins is all about this bull worship, and it's all about old MacDonald had a farm, basically taking animals and humans to the same level where we're hybrided. It's been going on for a very long time. It's been going on for, Huxley says in A Brave New World that 70% of people will be force-made to be Free Martins, but we already are. We've already been genetically modified. It's happening. This is a picture of Ina Ishtar with the spider web. They've made him look very masculine. This is Isis. This is Ishtar, Isis, Easter. That's why they kill the bulls at Easter. It's to worship the bull. And this is the Labyrinth. It's a little bit like Incy Wincy Spider climbing up the spout. Down comes the rain. Wash the spider out. Out comes the sunshine and Incy Wincy. So they've got this Incy Wincy spider web here. Don't forget Paris. The center of Paris is called l'Étoile. L'Étoile is the araignée and the star of Venus. Venus is the five-pointed star, and it's also l'Étoile, which means spiderweb. This is the Leo da Vinci man in the middle when he's able to go up, down, left, right. This is what happens to us when we merge. We're not taken over by 7 Noahide laws. We use our 7 chakras and we ignite the 4 parts of the brain, not the triple goddess. The triple goddess is the trap, before, we're meant to come here into the age of Aquarius. Aquarius is the pyramids of Giza, opposite the lion. Opposite the line. Whenever I try to show this, okay, there's the lion, Regulus Formholt. This is the true constellation that we should be coming on now, and they want to trap us here before we make it through. Okay, and we're living this now. We're living the Visica Piscis now. We've just had the black moons right on this. We had the 777 here, but there was the 6th black moon here. So, we're really making our own realities now, where those who can see through and those who keep following. Okay, I'll just finish off with this little spider here. So there we got the Labyrinth, there's the spider again, and this is the law. This is the law of inhalation, exhaltation, the cosmic pendulum. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once I caught a fish alive. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then I let him go again. It's a constant backwards and forwards. This is Saturn is the mid-L. It's the mid-L. This is the Fibonacci code. It's a spiral, and that spiral is a torus field, and a torus field is not flat. And it's not round, it's like an eye, and we are eternal, and this is a dream. This is the Ishtar gates. Give me a break, here we go again. They want to keep us stuck in Aquarius Leo. This is Babylon. They've got all the lions. They want to keep us stuck in this gate, in this gateway of flesh. But we're not going to let that happen, huh? And there's D'Artagnan in the village next to me, Lupiac. This was after the football. France won 4, Croatia 2. That's because half of the circle divided. They want, this is division time. They want to divide us. Uranus takes 84 years to go round, and half of 84 is 42. This is a Uranus-Jupiter inside job. They want to keep us in the flesh. But, we should be turning lead to gold. At the moment, we've got Saturn and Pluto conjunct. He's right here, Saturn, there, Pluto. Pluto and Saturn work together in the spirit, and Uranus and Jupiter. So you see Jupiter is standing in the hero's place now. They really want to make Jupiter the hero. He's going to have a great time next year being in Sagittarius, his home. All the tricks are happening. We just got to make it to the 2020 conjunction. Okay, darlings, as always, you can go and find my blog, Alchemy Accordance. I hope this wasn't too confusing. I did do 2 videos, very good yesterday, but I'm not good at doing double, triple take. And I love you very much. Bye-bye.